Welcome to Connect Life Day 20, Purpose Driven Life Series. And today, Gary, one of our elders, is going to share with us on the subject of restoring broken fellowship.
Hi there, well, it's day 20, which means we're halfway through the book. Only another 20 days to go. I hope you're really enjoying studying this book and learning a little bit more about yourself and about your purpose. Today we're going to continue on the theme of being part of God's family and concentrating on repairing and restoring broken relationships. You know, there's one thing you can guarantee in life, and that is this: if you have relationships with individuals, then at some point in time we're going to have differences. In fact, I would say it's almost inevitable, because God made us all different and unique. And because of that, we think differently, we understand differently, we feel differently, and very often we talk differently as well. But just like the family that you and I were born into, the church family can also have fallouts too. And they can range from small little spats up to sometimes really big issues or real problems. As a people, we're meant to love each other. And God does not want to see us fighting and arguing with each other, because that's not what He wants us to be as a family of God. And it certainly isn't what we want to show to the world outside as well. As Christians, our first thought after maybe we had a problem or an issue and the dust has settled a little bit is, how can I put it right? You know, Matthew chapter 5 verse 9 says this: "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God." So how do we put this verse into practice? Well, Rick has given us a couple of suggestions of how we do it. And he starts with the first one is this: we need to talk to God first. You know, whenever we come against problems, whatever it is in life, it's always a good idea to take it to God first of all and allow Him to help us and guide us into what we do next. Rick also suggests then that we should take the first initiative. You know, very often we think, well, I didn't start the problem, so why should I sort it out? But God wants us to be the people to actually make that first step. We also got to learn to sympathise with others. You know, very often we think we can talk our way out of problems, and maybe it wasn't our issue to start with, but even so, it's good, as used to be an advert on TV, it's good to listen. And it is definitely the case in this in this area. If you have a problem with somebody, go and speak to them, but be prepared first to listen to their side too. Own up to your mistakes. Now, I know none of us are perfect, even me. But the reality is, if we've made mistakes, we need to be strong enough and we need to be big enough to actually accept and admit our faults, because that will go a long way to put in the wrong right. He also encourages us to deal with the problem and not the person. You know, very often we need to learn that God deals with the person, not us. It's not us to solve problems, it's God. All we can do is help and support that individual. And finally, we have to accept sometimes that maybe our views are different and we'll never come to a place where we can have full agreement. But what's more important is that we make sure that those relationships with each other are still there, and they can be, over time, they can grow and they can be mature and be the relationships that maybe you once had. You know, today maybe you've got some issues with individuals. Let me encourage you to put it right today, because if you do today, then tomorrow will be better. Have a good day. Ta-da.
Thank you, Gary, for sharing with us today. Don't forget, tomorrow morning at 10:30, we will be having our Connect Life Sunday service, and we would love you to join us as we meet together.